What's up, fight fans? Very late. I think it's like 1 a.m. But I'm standing up to watch Golovkin Canelo. So why not do a video? I've just watched William Monroe versus Billy Joe Saunders, and unfortunately, I won't be able to get those 36 minutes of my life back. They're gone, vanished into the abyss, and it's a shame. If I could sue Box Nation, Frank Warren TV, who's often going to court, I would sue him. Because that was a shit fight. It was a shit atmosphere. I thought it was a shit production. All around, I think, you know what it is? I think they've done well in the build-up. I feel like the BT Sports thing, the IFL TV have done some good interviews. So I think the build-up, considering there's a huge fight in a few hours, was pretty good. Pretty good. But I still feel like, and this is, we're going to get to the fight in a second, this is just about the production level. I still think that Frank Warren should sack whoever's in charge of production, and BT Sports needs to get involved a bit more. I don't know, I used to be close to Frank Warren in terms of I've interviewed a few times. I've interviewed him like 10 or 15 times, loads of times actually. And I almost feel like he might be stuck in the mud just a little bit. Their production levels at Box Nation don't look great. I thought the BT Sports link-up was a good one, and I thought that could improve it. But it just didn't seem like a big fight. And that's a world title fight against William Monroe Jr., who many people consider the top 10. It is ranked by most people in the top 10 middleweights in the world. So it's a big fight, right? Billy Joe Saunders on the same night as Canelo Golovkin. Will he get that fight? Will he fight the winner of them if he performs fantastically and the crowd just beg for it? If it's a case of the latter, then obviously he's not going to get the fight, because no one, after watching that performance, is going to say that Billy Joe Saunders can do anything to Canelo or Golovkin at 160 pounds. I just don't think it's possible. But let's talk about William Monroe. William Monroe looked awful. Looked awful. It didn't help that both of them are southpaws. I kind of felt like they were smothering each other's work. But William Monroe looked ploddy. He looked a man very short of confidence. And that's completely opposite to the way he was into the build-up. The build-up to the fight, said all the interviews, he's very confident, very brash, American, cocky. And you're thinking we might see something a bit special here. He mentioned the fact that he's only got 6 knockouts on his record, and he alluded to the fact that he's been matched hard in his career. And that's why he hasn't been able to knock people out. No, it's not. It's bullshit. He just doesn't have a punch. Just doesn't have a punch. Has a decent jab. Doesn't follow his jab up. Doesn't throw combination. Doesn't go to the body. Doesn't do anything that makes me feel I'm watching a guy that's supposedly ranked in the top 10. He's shocking. If he is 10th in this whole world of middleweights, then boxing right now is in a very, very, very bad state, because he looked bad. I get you're fighting away from home, and I did say this on my video. I said that will it be a case of deer in the headlights. He's fighting away from home for the first time. Billy Joe Saunders does have quite a loud crowd. Will that get to him? And it clearly did, because he was shocking. His cornerman gave him decent advice, nothing great, but there was just no spark in him. No spark at all. And I'm thinking, you're losing the fight, 10, 11, 12, you've got to go hard. And I don't want to say it's a paycheck, because I don't think he's necessarily going to get too much as a mandatory for the title. It's not like this is a voluntary defense. I don't think so. So, that's a shocking performance. I'll give Billy Joe a bly on this one, because look, it's his first time with a new training camp, and he's probably trying to work on things, and maybe it's just a bit awkward in terms of listening to a new ear, something he's not been used to doing for years. So I'll give him every opportunity to be good in his next fight, but that next fight definitely won't be against Canelo Golovkin. I think they've got to go bigger. I think they've got to entice one of the bigger boys over here, maybe. I don't want to say Danny Jacobs. Billy Joe loses Danny Jacobs. I'm thinking someone like, so even I think David Lemieux's a bit of a risk as well. Curtis Stevens will be cheap. Curtis Stevens will be cheap. He's no longer with his old promoter, so they might be able to get him over cheap. That'll be a good one. That'll be another test for him. Again, another American that could possibly sell the fight. But I don't know what they do with Billy Joe Saunders. He's not really a draw. The numbers aren't going to be good. Yes, he's a world champion, but there's a lot to work on here. Billy Joe's got to stay in the gym. He's got to stay in the gym. I thought he looked a bit tired. I can't lie. Between halfway stage, I don't know if that's a cardio issue. I think he looked the same against Chris Eubank Jr. But the worst thing is, William Monroe wasn't even forcing the pace, so there was no really reason for him to be tired. I think it's just a case of his lifestyle outside of boxing. As much as he looked in shape, it's difficult to get rid of those cobwebs when you've been partying and eating shit for a very, 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 very long time. But nonetheless, he's got the win. He still is the WBO middleweight champion of the world. I think it'll be an easy belt for any of Canelo or Golovkin to get. I think he's got a better chance against Canelo than Golovkin personally, but I don't think he beats either of them right now in that performance. And that performance doesn't send shockwaves over to America as well. It just doesn't. Look, it helps when a TV partner wants to get involved and wants to make the fight. Necessarily 9 times out of 10, that happens. They make the fight. No one is going to be over at HBO thinking, "Yo, we've got to make Billy Joe versus Golovkin. We've got to." Fortunately, they won't, and that's a shame. But what do you guys think of both of their performances? I thought they were short of world-class punches, world-class combinations, world-class footwork, world-class everything. And you think that's, like I said, it's a world champion, and that's a guy that's ranked probably number 8 or 9. If that's what's out there right now, world champion 8 or 9, then boy, it ain't great right now for boxing.